Hello, my name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Welcome. So I'm back today with a little project. So I've made this little box. A while back I bought some papers from Craft when they had a big sale on before they announced that they was closing down, and I bought magic roundabout papers and sooty papers. Now, I had some money to spend once they'd announced they was closing down, and when I went on there they had the stamps and dies for the magic roundabout, so I bought those and I've been having a play. So I'm using today the magic roundabout papers and the stamps and dies to make my project. So it's a cute little box. It's quite a nice size. So it measures 11 centimeters by 7 by 2. And it's got a Velcro dot closure. And then you open it up and it's got these chews inside. Now, I went to the pound shop yesterday and I bought these from our local pound shop. They're very similar, I would say, to the branded ones. A bit shorter and dumpier, but they're very similar sort of thing. So choose. So my box holds 6 of those, but it's a nice size, and I'm sure that you could get lots of nice little treats in. So that's what we're making today. Okay, so I have got a piece of white card. Excuse me. This measures 18 centimeters by 23 centimeters, and you score it on the short side at 1.5, 3.5, 14.5 and 16.5 centimeters, and then you turn it and score on the long side at 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 15 centimeters and 17 centimeters. Okay, and fold and burnish. So the white card I'm using is from Lime Tree Crafts. I've just had a big delivery from them, so this is really thick white card. This is 300 GSM white card, and then I'm using the coloured card that I'm using is actually I think I've got it down beside me. The colour, it's from Tonic Studios, and it's a mirror card, and it's like a really pretty green colour. Excuse me. This one, Water Sprite. So that's the one I'm using. And then, like I say, the pattern papers and the stamps and dies are the magic roundabout. Okay, so I've folded and burnished. Right, it's symmetrical. All the scoring and sections are symmetrical, so it's the same. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to cut up and just remove those 2 outer rectangles there. I'm going to take those away. Then I'm going to cut up this one. I'm going to remove all my score lines as I go, and then I'm going to miter. And then I'm just going to cut off that little section at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same all the way around my box. Let's take the top off. And then this little section here on the top, this is 1.5 centimeters. I'm just going to miter either side of just that top piece, not the bottom bit there. Like that. And then I'm going to turn it round and do exactly the same to the other side. So we've had some really horrific rain. I think most of England's been battered with rain, but today I've got all the windows and doors open and it's lovely and sunny. Right, okay, let's clear up my mess. Okay, so that is our box. So these two corners here, I'm just going to round the corners off. So I've got my old faithful X-cut corner rounder that I've had for years. Okay, so I'm going to just flip that over. I must have cold hands because my ring keeps spinning around. Okay, so my pieces. I have got 2 pieces of my coloured card. This measures 5.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. Yeah, 5.5 by 10. And then I've got 2 pieces of pattern paper. These measure 5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Tweezers. So because I'm using Miri card, I'm using tape because I tend to make a mess if I'm trying to use wet glue on Miri card. Yeah, it's so what are we on now? Friday. Wednesday afternoon Henry came round and we was in the after school and we was in the garden and it was beautiful. I cut the grass because it was so long because of all the rain we've been having. And then yesterday it pretty much rained all day. It was muggy as well, as if it was going to storm. It didn't storm. I didn't hear a storm. Not that we get storms really here. But my hay fever is, excuse me, not great at the minute as well. So I've just got rid of a rotten cold, but I've still got hay fever. Right. So yeah, so it's nice to wake up this morning and it is really beautiful outside. So okie dokie. Now then, I have got 2 pieces. Oh, sticking to me. 2 pieces of my coloured card. Excuse me. These measure 1.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. And I've got 2 pieces of pattern paper. These measure 1 centimetre by 10 centimetres. I'm just going to put those. One there. Okay, and then I've got 2 pieces of my coloured card. These measure 1.5 centimetres by 6.5 centimetres, and I've got 2 pieces of my pattern paper. These measure 1 centimetre by 6 centimetres. Okay. This mirror card is such a pretty colour. I have to admit, green is not one of my favourites. When I was a little girl, I went to a church school, and our school uniform was bottle green, and I'm not a massive fan of green now, but this is so pretty. Right, okay, so I'm going to turn it back over, and I'm going to add glue to all my tab section. And then I'm just going to pull that up and tuck that in behind there like okay, so I'm going to just put 6 of my sweets in there. Okay, and then I'm going to use my foam dots. I get these from, these ones I'm using now I got from Temu. I usually buy them from Amazon, and then I just buy a massive reel of them, and they're not expensive. I usually get like a big reel of like 1,000, I think I get from Amazon. And they last me for ages. Right, so I've just put those on the inside there, and then I'm just going to bring that across, make sure it's all lined up. There you go. Okay. So I've die cut myself a banner. Now, in the next village to where I live, a lady was selling all her craft stuff off, and I bought a big stash of stuff, and I got these Stampin' Up cutting dies, and this was the first time I've had a bit of a play with them really. And in there you get these banner shapes, circles and squares. So that's what I've used. So I've used I've got one of the, she says, there, silly girl, one of the banners, and then I've die cut 2 of the squares. Yeah, they're quite nice. They do a really lovely cutting edge. So that's the cutting dies that I've used. Put that back in there. There wasn't, when I bought the stuff from her, there was quite a lot of stamps. There was not many dies, but I got those, and then I got, it says squares. She's wrote squares on there, but they're not. They're deckled edge rectangles, and they are really pretty. I've been using those as well. So that's that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that banner one down. And so these sides are equal, so it doesn't matter if you, which way around you, if you put the right side or the left side over, it doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm going to get some foam pads and just foam pad that. So we have a local shop called Proper Job. That's where I buy my foam pads from. I don't know if Proper Job is a thing that's all over the country, but I know that we have one in where I live. There's one in the next town. There's one in Weston-super-Mare. There's one in Bridgewater. So there's a lot this side of where I live. I don't know if they are a whole country thing. It's a bit like biology. Does anybody remember biology? I think, not sure if that was a Southwest shop, but you could buy, I loved biology. You could go in there and you could buy all sorts in there. Garden, household stuff, furniture, all sorts. It was like an all-in-one shop. Right. That goes on there. So what I did was I coloured and die cut all the shapes that came in that set. Can't pick my bits up, and I obviously used the girl on that one, so I might use, I quite like the bike. Use the girl and the bike. Do I use, see, I like the man and the watering can as well. No, I think I'm going to use the girl, and this time she's going to have a can't decide now. A bit indecisive now. I'm going to use the girl and the bike. That's what I'm going to do. Right, put all those to one side. I think I'm going to use the girl. Yeah, let's use the girl and the bike. So let's put that on there like that. Let's put a sticker on there. There you go. And there's my little box. This is, I was never cutesy. It was not my thing, cutesy. But all of a sudden lately, I've been really using a lot of cute stamp and die sets that I would not have normally used. It's quite nice to do something different. So there you go. That's my little box. That's the other one I made. So I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial today. And I will be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.